everybody. I'm Chad Eckert. That's Joe Idone. This is the Preferred Lines podcast, broadcasting live each and every Monday evening, except we were off last week. Joe, I missed you, buddy. I missed a cracking a beer with you every Monday. Cheers to that. We're back, though. The Valspar.
Cheers, dude. Going? I missed you too, man.
Dude, but you didn't stop making content last week, showing up on like some famous people's TV shows. How was that going on Mayo? You were on with the other guy, Fulton.
Yeah, no, it was cool. So we just talked a lot of DraftKings actually, which was a nice little change up for me because I usually do obviously the betting show with you and then the Jock Market thing with Rick. So it was fun to dive a little bit into their world. And, I was heavy on Team Aussie, so it came through.
So were you nervous going on those shows? I'd imagine you were a little bit sweaty.
I guess so. I don't know. Did I look nervous?
No, I'm not at all. You looked professional. And I was proud of my co-host Joe representing for the but so you were on with real people. I would have been nervous. Hell yes, gosh.
Yeah, I suppose it's a little nerve-wracking just because part of it too is like the weird thing with kind of seeing yourself and they show you on the video, so it's a little different than we do it, and you're kind of delayed a little bit, so you try not to you can kind of get thrown off by watching your screen and not looking at the camera. So yeah, it was a little weird, a little different, but it was cool. They were both very good hosts, just like you are. So they kept me in line and made sure I didn't rattle off too much bullshit.
But you rattled off the Aussie team. How did you think of that? And did you make any money then on DraftKings?
Yeah, so I had a good DraftKings week. Mr. Mayo actually tipped me on a couple of Euro picks as well during the show, and Higo was one of them. So I did hit a winner. I wasn't a PGA Tour winner, so he's not going to go on the banner, but it was fun to hit a winner. It was fun to do pretty well in DraftKings, and I love the Valspar, man. I'm pumped for it. Back in Florida, last time of the year pretty much, so ready to get it going.
Well, then we're ready for another week on the Jock Market, baby. It's back, right? Wednesday night, we're going to have a power hour with you and Rick, and we're going to be able to gamble a little bit on the Jock Market. Now, it's not the same as DraftKings. It's not the same as betting. It's kind of all of it mixed together. It is a stock market for athletes, but you pay real money. And it's not forever. You just pick them for 1 week. You put money down. You bid on a guy before Wednesday's closing of the IPO is what you do with Rick leading up to that moment. Then you own these names for the whole weekend, all the way through. And if they're doing great and you feel like, oh man, he's going to be bad in a little bit, then you can sell high. And if they're doing bad, or you see someone's doing bad, but you think, wow, he's missed a bunch of putts, he's going to bounce back and do well. He's got birdie holes coming. Boom, buy low. This is the app, Jock Market. And then you can use the promo code PL20, get 20% off. It's a fun time, is it not?
Probably my favorite thing going right now. Do we still got PL20 going? That's awesome. So free $20.
I don't know. Do we?
If PL20 doesn't work, try PL10. But hey, I think PL20 is still rolling. Free $20 in your first deposit. Like these guys go for anywhere on the IPO, which is Wednesday night, between like $11 for like DJ and JT will probably be in that $10, $11 range, and then you'll get guys all the way down there who are 100 to 1 in the $2, $3 range. So it's a ton of fun. I highly recommend doing it. It is much different than DraftKings and betting, and I think it's better.
Gosh, yeah. I kind of had a little bit of withdrawal from it last week when it wasn't available.
Me too, man.
All right, so there you go. We have done the due diligence of telling everybody about the Jock Market, but do we want to do the T-shirts for retweets, or do we want to give away something? Oh, or Joe, do we want to get to your mystery autograph? I know this is the first 5 minutes, and everyone's like, get to the betting board for God's sakes. So should we wait till the end to do the autograph thing? It's fun, though. And people are in here.
Let's do one.
We got hashtag NoahJD, got Augie's in here.
So
I think
we should do
explain to the people that might not know what's going on. If they don't follow you at Tour Picks on Twitter, they might not know that you have a mystery autograph to open up here. How did you obtain this?
It's fun, right? So I was in the mall this weekend. This place, Palm Beach Autograph. I was looking in there. They got, ridiculous priced memorabilia. And then I see this little box over there in the corner, and it's like mystery 8x10 autograph grab bags. And it was like different sports.
Cool.
So I'm like, this is great. Like, this is perfect. And I pulled out all the envelopes. It could be something. I don't think it's going to be that good. If it was that good, it wouldn't be in the mystery box.
Yeah, the Augie wants them all out. Patrick Reid autograph. This is a 1 of 1. This could be, if this was an NFT, we'd be millionaires, boys. Oops, sorry.
So okay, so I made my son pick out 2 of the envelopes, and they were $10, so they can't be too good. Cool. A lot of people are saying it's going to be like Brooks and stuff like that, but if you commented on my post and you guessed it right, I will send it to you. So that'll be cool.
Okay, so then you have 2 envelopes. We call them envelope 1 and envelope 2. So envelope 1 will be going to, if now nobody's guessed this person's name, is it just going to be on your wall behind you? Or are you going to give it to somebody?
Keep it. Yeah, then I'm going to keep it. And I've already staked claim on Denny and Siwoo. So if it's one of those 2, I'm keeping it. All right, let's do number 1.
All right, let's see it.
Because I can't wait any longer. I've been waiting.
You're like David Stern. You're like with the number 1 pick.
This is sealed. You can see here, I have not broken the seal. I promise that. Sure. Mystery grab bag, certified from Palm Beach
on ice. It's cold, like the New York Knicks.
Okay.
Okay, he's opening the envelope, people on iTunes. If you are not on YouTube watching live on Monday nights, what are you doing? Let's get over to the YouTube channel, Preferred Lines, and subscribe to that thing. Now, Joe Idone, he is showing what?
This is just, I just feel like this is going to be hilarious. No matter
because this could be a terrible autograph or something cool. This is kind of like opening a pack on Top Shots. You never know what you're going to get. Probably garbage, probably trash. But if you do get lucky enough to have guessed the name of the person that Joe is about to pull out of there, you will win it. He will send it to you. Who is it, Joe? Do you already know?
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, I can't tell yet.
Oh, his facial expressions are.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I think that this is someone may have this, but this is a hilarious one. Mr. QAnon himself.
Scott Piercy?
It's Scott Piercy, baby.
Oh my gosh, it's Scott Piercy autograph. What year is that from? Look at his pants. They're huge. I
didn't recognize him, dude. Look at Scott Piercy. How skinny he is.
Like the pants the khakis rocking have pleats. He's basically from the 1990s.
He's got the
holy shit.
What kind of hat does he have on here?
That's a classic picture. He's probably from his rookie year on tour. Look at that thing. They're like, get rid of this
picture. All right, so this is certified.
Somebody picked Scott Piercy
autograph. I don't think anybody picked Scott Piercy.
Envelope number 1 revealed Scott Piercy. If you want to wait around to the end of the envelope opening, we're going to do one more. Envelope number 2 will be at the end of the program. It'll be in not that far away from now, probably 30 minutes. So stick around, watch us. Open the betting board and check out who's at the tippity tip top for the Valspar Championship. It is Justin Thomas, followed closely by Dustin Johnson. Interesting and kind of fun that the Valspar has JT and DJ. I like it. But did you bet it?
No. Favorable scheduling spot for the Valspar this year. Got them a little bit of a better field. Interesting that, I think this is the first time these 2 have been flipped on the odds boards. For
a long time, it's been at least
for a long time. Yeah. So JT at 9-1, DJ at 12-1. I think that those odds somewhat correlate to the field strength this week. And I think that I don't think either of these 2 guys set up real great for this place, given how they're playing right now, but they are the number 1 and 2 players in the world. So if you do fancy them, I think that it is a fair price, given that the next tier down, I think, is a pretty big step when you get to Reid, Connors, and Hatton after them.
Well, let's just talk about them, because Corey Connors is now the new Ricky Fowler, where you wonder why. Or do you wonder? Have you wondered about today, about Corey Connors being 18-1, the same as Patrick Reid? Holy shit. Seriously? Why?
I don't. Yeah, so I haven't flipped on my book, but yeah, I do see some of them where he is listed ahead of Reid. Either way, they're both.
Sorry. Yeah, we're using the DraftKings Sportsbook because it's green and it looks cool. If you want to sponsor us and you're a sportsbook, then come on and DM us.
Yep.
We're amateur hour. We still are open to sponsors. And if you are like a, lawn cutting company in Minnesota, call me too. That could work. Anyway, sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, I was just saying Connors, look, rates out a lot better than Reid for me. And I think everybody, number 1 tee to green, number 2 in approach, like obviously something has clicked with him with the putter. I talked a little bit with Travis Fulton about this, who had his swing coach on and said that he made a change around the end of last year, started going left hand low, something that they've been working on, but it just really seems to have created a mental advantage for him on the green. So he's playing much better, putting much better, and this is obviously a place that he has great course history. So I think there's a lot of reasons to like him. That said, just 18-1 with Corey Connors, it's just not going to be for me, dude. What about you?
No, fuck no. I'm fine with Corey Connors, and I'm the only time that I've clicked and used Corey Connors on DraftKings in the last couple of months has been the time that he missed the cut and was terrible. So, yeah, am I a little burnt and sad by that? It's a recency bias sort of thing for my own personality. The name, though, dude, is 18-1. It's Patrick Reid. Hello. ABBR. Like, always bet Patrick Reid.
We both love ourselves some Patrick Reid. I think that, I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I could be talked into him. What are your reasons? Let's hear them.
Well, because it's Patrick Reid, and it's the guy that's been runner-up here twice.
Okay.
Now, Joe, I do believe we have entered the point of the season where you just kind of bet in the numbers, you bet the values, you bet the names, because it's been kind of it's a part of the season where, hey, we know guys ratchet it up, they get excited, they go for it during the Masters week, and then they have a little letdown, and we have a little lull here when you have the what is team events, the match play. So you kind of have this wishy-washy part of the season. I do think, though, that the best names will rise here. I think there is a stars and scrubs potential for DraftKings. You want to have good names because I think they will use these weeks as times to focus for the next major, which is less than a month away now. So it's been kind of weird and iffy. And can you use those stats? Can you use the stats at the Masters? Maybe. It's harder to use those because you only are typically accessing the totals, not the individual stats, unless you're really into it. Ultimately, they don't have match play stats, didn't have really team play stats, or is what, so then throw the stats out the window. When it comes to coming into the week, you just say, hey, Patrick Reid is at 18-1, same as Corey Connors. Come on. He's been runner up twice. Let's just go with that. Let's just do what's logical.
Yeah, for me, I usually like Patrick Reid more in like 25 to 35 to 1, just because I feel like he's the type of player that the field strength doesn't necessarily matter for me. I think it's a course setup thing where around the green is going to play a big role. You have that here. I also just think that he's good enough that when he plays his best and his putter's on, I still do think he's the best putter in the world at this very time. So he can win any event. So 18-1 is a little low for me on Patrick Reid. I had some interest in the next one up, which was like Hatton and Hovland, but I think that I missed the good numbers on both of them because my book right now has them both at 22 and 20-1. So I'm okay almost with passing over the whole top of the board this week.
Even the defending champion, Paul Casey?
Yeah, I can't bet Paul Casey. Sorry.
Okay, but then what about the fireball drinking Norway guy, Victor Hovland? Do you like him?
I wanted to bet Vic. I really did. 20-1. So there's two guys in the next range up that I really like, and it's Sung Jae and it's Neiman. So I took both of them. So I think just by default, by me taking 10 more points essentially on the two of those guys, I had to pass on somebody, and at that point it was Hovland.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way it should be, because if you line them all up, I mean, any week, any one of them can do things. And so you just kind of go, oh, that one's 22. I can't guess him. He's out. And then you go get Scheffler or Neiman. All right, they're in the 30s. Maybe you go with them. And I went with Neiman too. I like Neiman at 35-1. I think we've got a really good thing going with Neiman. And at 35, it's a great number.
Me too. I love him. And I got a 30 on Sung Jae. So I got a good number there as well. Just technical golf courses. I think both of them set up really well on strategic. Sung Jae, something has happened with the iron play recently, but number one, essentially in fairways gained and driving the ball right now. Bermuda grass putting is off the charts. So if he can figure out the iron play, I think that he's close. And Neiman to me is just a little bit of a value play. Seeing him sort of behind Answer and Scheffler and Vic, I think that he's got a very similar skill set and win rate as those guys. So it's just, a bigger number for me.
It kind of then seems like maybe it would be a Russell Henley type of a course.
It could be. He's had some nice runs around Florida. He's just been off, man. Something hasn't been right. And I don't know that I necessarily have the stats to necessarily back that up, but I just haven't seen him in contention in a long time, it feels like. So
right, I think he had his flame of stats and gathered those the fall swing, but you're right, maybe. All right, then let's move to the 40s where you have Emiliano Grillo. I guess if you wanted to talk about Louis Oosthuizen, and he's at 35-1 after last week, could he win a PGA Tour event? I mean, it's hard for him to do that, it seems.
It was so and I had the Aussies, so I was happy about it, but part of me just felt for Louis. Mm-hmm. Just because he's so consistent and a great driver of the ball, and to see him blow it in the water, it's like, no, you just fed into everyone's narrative about you. But no, not going to bet him. That's a good number on Charlie Hoffman there and Justin Rose, who I like both of those guys.
Okay, because I didn't do Grillo. I'm not that risk averse. So then. The 50s, though, have names that I'm interested in. It's Ryan Palmer, Cameron Tringali, and Chris Kirk. So if you wanted to go all the way up to the 50s, you could do that. But what makes you like Hoffman and Rose the most?
So Hoffman is just the form for me. He's playing awesome right now. I think he played really well with Nick Watney last week, a comfort level team for them. They've played that event every year, and just building into it is just in the midst of a great run. When you take it all the way back to the Valero, played pretty good at the RBC Heritage. So everything seems to be clicking for him right now. Like I said earlier, technical golf course, a lot of par 3s this week, par 71. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of things align well with the strengths of his game. But I haven't necessarily pulled the trigger on either one of those yet. With Justin Rose, for me, I'm probably not going to bet him, but it just feels to me like he's close to getting it back. And it just feels like when it happens, it's going to be at a spot like Innisbrook. So
why do you say that? Because it's going to be like -10 is going to be the score kind of thing too?
Somewhat, yeah. And I just feel like scrambling is going to be very important this week. I don't know. It's just a feel thing for me, and I feel like this place sets up well for him.
And I'm pretty sure that Rose wanted to do it at the Masters and kind of felt a little bit of letdown from that. Got together with his friend Stenson last week. They did that thing, and that's basically just a practice couple rounds for him and Stenson together, and then you did awesome. So I think he has confidence. So it wouldn't shock me at all to see Rose contend, but I don't know if I'm going to leap up and bet that thing.
Yeah, we just knew that he wasn't going to finish that thing off at the Masters, right? It's so hard, 9 birdies in 11 holes. You can't really, it's not the type of place that we typically see someone go wire to wire. So just holding on for dear life for so long, and he did it pretty well, all things considered, but just wasn't able to close it down.
Okay, if we leave the 50s and we get to more of the long shot range, you have Lucas Glover at 60, and Kevin Na at 60, and Streelman at 60. That seems kind of weird considering you've got names like Bubba and Max Homa, and Max Homa won already this season, has played really hasn't had very many bad rounds, I should say, and also posted on Twitter today that he had an albatross, but he's 70-1. Why is 70 to 1 Max Homa, and then you have to have Lucas Glover at 60? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I like Homa, and I like Keegan a little bit in this range. Keegan has been playing so well also. Seems to have everything really dialed in right now with the exception of the putter. Really small greens out here. Maybe gets himself a little closer in one of these weeks that he does find it on the green. Kind of feels like what was it, the BMW like 3 years ago where they had this huge number on him and he ended up closing it out with a bunch of huge names in the field. So a little bit of a reminder to that place for me, and just a great ball striker that both of those guys are right now. Very hot.
All right, Charlie's in the chat. Hey, what did you miss? Well, not too much, but we're chatting along. If you're in the chat, you're welcome to say things and ask questions, and we'll try to get to you. We're through the main meat of the betting board, and we've reached the outskirts, which in a week like this, I don't know if it's worth going this far for an outright bet, but it could be. Do you want to talk about your guy, Denny McCarthy, who you've mentioned a few times? You've kind of got a little magic with picking Denny. Does he have the magic this week, though?
I don't think he has the magic to win. I think it could be a good top 10 play. I'll wait to kind of see the books and the numbers on that unfold.
Okay.
But there's a couple of guys in this range who I think all could make good top 10, top 20 bets this week. I do feel like the winner is going to come from the top, 40, 50 to 1 and under. But that said, I think a lot of these names are viable. I like Ian Poulter. I like Doug Gim has been playing well. Sam Horsfield's coming over, has been playing well. I like Lanto. Danny Willett's in this range, who actually, crazy enough, when I looked at par 5 scoring, what I do, the last 36 or the last 24 rounds. Number one, played pretty well with Terrell Hatton last week. Played pretty well at the RBC Heritage.
You're just saying this because you were just on the Mayo show. Get out of here.
Because of what?
Because you were just on the Mayo show.
For Willett?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You just like him because now you're it's rubbed off on you because it's he's Mayo's guy.
Maybe I'll give you that.
No, I'm just joking. I have no idea about Willett. I didn't even know that he was in the field, honestly, and I didn't even know that Poulter was in the field. So good on you. I'm more concerned about your opinions on your guy, Cameron Davis. Can we bet him yet? 125 to 1. When's he going to win? I thought he was going to win already.
Don't think it's a great spot for him, to be honest with you. I don't think the driving distances in the aggressiveness is really suited well here. I think it's more of an 8 to 10 under. I think it's going to be a lot of strategic golf. I think it's going to be a lot of ball striking, all of which are not necessarily fit into his strengths. Plus, I have him at 80 to 1, not 125 like the DraftKings is hanging, or else it might be a little different story for me.
Okay. What about our guy, Sam Burns? Did we like what we saw when he played with Billy? I mean, he made 6 birdies in a row on his own or something like that. It was like the guy's on fire. It was like he was great last week. We're going to get off of him. He's 90 to 1. Sam Burns.
I kind of do like Burns.
Yeah,
80, I have it 80 to 1, so that seems like a very fair number for a guy who, maybe found something at the RBC Heritage. I think he topped 30 after missing 3 straight cuts, and then last week is a little tough to tell. But you saying that he did a lot of the legwork in that Horschel group is definitely positive for me. Yeah,
you're surprised, Billy Horschel? No, I don't know how they did ultimately on Sunday. I didn't watch a lot of it. I'm a realtor. I got to show houses and do things on Sundays. But either way, I know that Sam Burns at 90 to 1 could present some value, and I like it. What about Taylor Gooch? People like that. I've heard that. Any interest? Same number?
Not for me. Not on Gooch, no.
Okay. Well, what about Doug Gim? Can we get a win out of Gim?
I don't think we can get a win out of Gim. I think that he's in a good spot to potentially bet for a top 10, top 20. I think a lot of these guys are. You can kind of pick some names in here. Peter Uline's another guy who I mentioned. It was kind of excited to see him get in the field because I used to lose a lot of money on Uline back in the day when he was playing well. Just won a Korn Ferry Tour event, finished 3rd last week with Richie Warinsky. So maybe coming in with a good bit of confidence. And he's actually really, really good around the green. So that should set up well for him. Chase Seifert. That's a big number on Seifert down there, 175 to 1. The kid's been playing awesome.
Right.
Neesmith as well is up there, 175 to 1. That's a huge number.
I know. And I did a first look pod today. I'm like, can I just keep throwing money at Neesmith until it works? And maybe, I think. Some of these names, they just keep appearing like Shank, and he'll make cuts for you. But I don't know if he's going to win an outright bet. But Joe, I did bet someone down here. I bet Henrik Stenson to win the tournament.
This used to be the Henrik Stenson Open, right?
Yeah, well, when he was good at golf. Now, again, I use the Mark Leishman example. I use where people thought he was dead like 6 months ago. He couldn't hit a golf ball at all straight. So, and then he wins with Cam Smith last week. This potentially looks like a turnaround from coming into the Masters for Henrik Stenson, if you look at his recent form, and then out of the Masters. Maybe he didn't give a shit for a long time, and he was kind of like in vacation mode. I think he even said something about playing the Caribbean tour where he was on like the Bermuda and all those weird.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he was like, I don't care. I just wear sunglasses and sell them. I don't care about anything. So at 200 to 1 at this tournament, that presents a hedge value for me. What do I mean by that? Well, I bet $1 at 200 to 1. And then come Sunday, he's in 4th or whatever. Maybe, perhaps he's even in the final group. Then I take my $200 that I have potentially on Stenson and I split it in half and I take 100 and I bet it on the winner, or I bet 50 on the 2 other guys that are in contention. And then, hey, we get a little money. Betting 100 or 200 to 1 on Stenson.
Yeah, anytime you're really 100 to 1 and above, and you have an opportunity to potentially hedge that out on Sunday, if you see that, it's all about timing, right? So it can go horribly wrong, and you miss everything, and you lose way more than you should have, or you can end up sort of not taking as much of a profit, but solidifying something that's a little safer. So it's all about timing.
Okay, cool. So what else are we doing here? Are we done?
Who else you got? Hubbard's down there, Duncan. Yeah, I don't really see anything that I love in that range.
The thing about these names down here is that I like them for a top 20 bet. I'm potentially going to do a little bit more top 20 betting where you can get like a plus 400 number, and it's potentially actually going to cash versus betting an outright $1 on that is a waste of $1. It really is.
Yeah.
Or, Joe, more realistically, fuck that. I'm just going to buy these guys on Jock Market. Yeah. That's kind of like what you do. You target your top 20 bets on Jock Market, because how it works on Jock Market, again, using the promo code PL20, if it still exists, first deposit, $20 back. Joe, you buy the guy for $3. If he gets into the top 20, he gets into the top 10 or 15 or whatever, you're making $10, $13, $14 off that $3. That could be per share. And you buy 10 shares because you spent $30 on IPO night on a guy like these people down here, Ryder, Putnam, our guy Redmond, Clark. These are the names that you do this with on Wednesday night. As the IPO is closing, you target these $3.20, $4 guys, and that could eventually pay $17, $18. They could win and pay $25. So there you go. Jock Market these names.
Great idea. Yep. $2, $3, $4. They can all come inside the top 20, return you a good solid price. That's kind of been the strategy, I think, after doing Jock Market now for about 6 months. I think that's the way to go, right? I think it's just getting a whole portfolio of these guys in the $2, $3, $4 range. And worst case, you like essentially break even for the week. Right?
But because you're losing all of it. You lose
all top 20 and you're in great shape. What about my guy? 250 to 1 while we're down here at the very bottom of the board before we leave it. What about my guy Scott Piercy?
I don't know. We got the autograph magic now, so maybe we go with him.
Maybe I might just have to do it just in case it was like a sign at the beginning of the episode, right? Put $1.
Oh Lord, what if it is? I might have to click a couple shares. I don't really know much about Scott Piercy or pay much attention to him, so I'll have to look into him before I give an opinion on it, but I doubt he's good. Who was he with last week?
Playing good. Let me see here. He's made 3 straight. This is kind of funny. He's made 3 straight cuts and finished 64th, 62nd, and 69th. So somehow he's making the cut right on the number and being last place after the cut. So yeah, his approach and tee to green stats are terrible. But who knows, right? Good ball striker.
Okay, now
four player.
What are we going to open an autograph? Because Charlie says, "Did you get a CT pan?"
I did not.
CT pan.
If I get CT pan, it's yours, Charlie. I met Charlie. Charlie, what's up? We met at the bar. We had a beer. We talked stories. It was fun. It was good times.
That's crazy. How did
house? Yeah,
Charlie's from the East coast up there in the northern area. Yeah. So then he was visiting on vacation and we were just chilling, playing golf or something.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't able to play golf that day, but we were able to chill, have a beer. Cool. It was good.
Yeah, no, I was jealous. But we'll be back down there in February for the Honda Open, for the DFS Open.
Yep, DFS Open. I have exciting news that I can't quite share yet regarding the DFS Open, but it's going to be a must.
Here's what I'll say about that. You will look up the Honda Classic right now next February, and you block those dates out. You might even pick a flight right now. I don't know. Can you pick a flight already? Probably could. Go ahead and do that. Yeah. Book your hotel because it's going to be fun. It's going to be hashtag vacation week, Charlie says.
Exactly. Charlie knows the deal.
Yeah.
He's already got
so here we go. We try to be short and sweet on these. We're not trying to get too in depth on the Valspar. I mean, my God.
Yeah, I like the Valspar, but we are definitely making a concerted effort to not go 1 hour and 15 minutes all the time. So,
now, if you don't like that or you do like that, we would like to hear from you in the comments. So why don't you just tell us, hey, you didn't go into depth on this guy enough. You didn't say strokes gained enough. Say more strokes gained statistics. And we will.
Or you tell us
if you like the way that this is 25 minutes. Yeah, exactly. We're adaptable. 100%. All right, now we got an autograph. So this is kind of more fun than anything, right?
Yeah, let's do the other one.
Okay. So envelope number 2, we have David Stern here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that Joe has picked up from his local autograph supplier in the mall 2 mystery autographs of human beings that play on the PGA Tour. And the first human being that we pulled from the mystery autograph envelope was Scott Piercy.
Was the one and only 25-year-old long-haired Scott Piercy. A little cabbage in the back there for old Scott Piercy.
It's impressive.
I almost didn't recognize him. And then Scotty Scheffler in that picture.
Yeah. Right? Good for
got a little Scotty Scheffler in him right here.
Yeah, he's a little skinny guy there.
Okay. Number 2, sealed envelope. If you have not commented yet on who you think it is, you're out.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Piercy's going to be hard off the top.
Now, we also, Joe, we have those nice T-shirts you're wearing for sale.
Yes, we have T-shirts in the shop, which is you can get to. How can you get to it? On our Twitter page?
We are not very good with technology, and we're amateur hour. I'm literally in my garage, and Joe and I are not serious. We're just dads. You can get there by Googling Preferred Lines Big Cartel. That's something. Or I'm sure Preferred Lines shirt might Google it up. I don't know. We'll see.
Buy a T-shirt for support the show.
Yeah, it's a cool shirt.
I have to send this to someone.
This is someone else picked this?
I have to send this to someone because someone picked this.
Uh-oh.
I kind of want to see who picked it first.
All right, yeah. Look who picked it up before you show it. No,
okay.
Joe's got kind of a little smile on his face. A little turn.
I'm actually pleased with these. I may go buy this place out and just do this every week.
There's more?
Oh yeah, there was some more next week. They were $10. Okay, that's someone hilarious. Did win this. I'm not sure. I don't know this person.
Okay.
But you need to hit me up and I will give it to you. He's 50-1 this week. Oh. He was the 1-part defending champ last week.
Ryan Palmer? That's good, baby. Dude. That's a juicy autograph with a nice blue shirt. He's wearing a blue shirt. He's got gray pants. He's got a white belt. Looks a little old. Looks about 5, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, he's got a TaylorMade R9 driver and an R11 hat. That's old.
Yeah. So now let's see the autograph again. Let's see how's the actual
certificate of authenticity in the back. Ryan Palmer, just in case you were wondering.
Is the penmanship nice? Is it as nice as Justine Reid in terms of
it's not bad. You can read it. Sorry, my glare is a little bad there.
No, that's right. Okay, so yeah, it's against the darker.
I was worried I was going to open someone and have no idea who it was. Ryan Palmer. His name is CFD0313. Guest Ryan Palmer. I just got to double check and make sure he's the first one, but these are pretty sweet. I might go buy this place out.
Yeah, buy this place out 100%. It's for fun because then you could just give them away on this thing. I'll pay you back. We'll just use some of our Jock Market winnings that we'll have after this week because it's back, baby. Go sign up for the Jock Market. If you haven't downloaded that app, Go do that. That is hilarious. And it's even more hilarious that they're old autographs. Like, when and how
old. That's why they're the mystery grab bag, baby. But they're certified. Sweet.
Oh, that is fun. All right. Thanks, Joe, for doing that. And thank you for watching along and chatting along. And if you have the time or energy, hit the 5 stars, hit a couple buttons, and hit send on a comment on YouTube. It just helps the algorithms and helps us grow this thing. We're doing this for fun in our garages, like I mentioned earlier. Joe, it's been real. It's been a while since I've seen you. 14 days. So cheers to you.
Cheers, buddy. Missed you. We'll see you next week. We got Quail, and then we're leading ourselves right up into Kiowa, which I'm quite excited about this year for the PGA Championship. Like Chad said, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help us out. Buy a shirt, buy a hat. Do the things to support the show. We love you guys.
Boom.
Peace.
Exactly. Peace out.